Hello everybody! Welcome back to the next part of this review. As promised, this one's going to be a twofer since Metal Sonic and Sonic are the repeat figures of the wave. Metal Sonic is the big disappointment here because not only is the figure a repeat, his accessories also a repeat. And then Sonic comes with perhaps one of the larger and more complicated accessories, the skateboard. This is interesting because I can see that there's a pin in there like what a Hot Wheels car has. So this is like legitimately a rolling skateboard toy, not just some plastic trinket like the snowboard was. I mean, heck, even Jet's Extreme Gear didn't have any wheels or anything, so, you know, this is an extra level of elaboration. The back of the packaging is exactly the same as the figures had always been, except for the fact that they have the other figures that they come with in the wave instead of the ones they had at the first time. Let's see. Metal Sonic was created to match and even surpass all of Sonic's abilities. His sinister glowing red eyes and his razor-sharp quills and hands are proof of his dark intentions. And the world's fastest blue hedgehog, Sonic runs at top speed and can use his special homing attack ability to save the natural world around him. Really? The homing attack is what's special about him? Like, I guess. I mean, that's kind of been his thing since the Sonic Adventure days, but, you know, like, they could say nowadays he has a Psy Loop, he has that elaborate moveset from Sonic Frontiers. Like, there's so much more that Sonic can do these days besides just the homing attack. But anyway, I've gone on and on long enough. Let's get these guys out of the packaging and see if there's anything different about them. And so here is our iconic duo out of the packaging. Good old Metal Sonic and Sonic. Now, I know that there has been a premium paint release of the Metal Sonic figure, but I'm really disappointed that they put the Metal Sonic out with this exact same dull color scheme that he had the first time. I mean, his metal parts are just such a dull whitish gray. They could have at least darkened it a little bit to make it look a little bit more metallic than it actually is. I mean, this is so painfully plastic. His blue parts are nice. They have a good gloss to them, and his eyes are very well done, very menacing looking. Like, there's nothing wrong with any part of him that's not this dull gray. It's unfortunate. Like, I feel like if they had just cast this in a slightly darker plastic, then maybe the whole thing would look significantly better. As it stands, you know, it is Metal Sonic. I mean, this is one of the most iconic villains in the franchise. Like, it's the most used Sonic clone, and like, this design is so damn near perfect that it didn't change over 3 entire universes. Classic, modern, and even Boom all look almost exactly like each other. The design barely changed, except to change out the proportions for their you know, respective franchises. We are going to be getting a new look for Metal Sonic in the Sonic Prime cartoon. That's going to be pretty interesting. Leads me to wonder. I'm 100% speculating on this, and I'm almost certain I'm wrong. But what if, like, that new Metal Sonic figure that the Chaos Council makes actually changes its physical appearance depending on which Shatterverse it goes into, and if all the universes are reunited back into the proper universe, it'll end up looking like this. Well, would that be like the craziest thing? I don't know. I guess I should do a breakdown of the articulation as always. Like, the head is on a swivel, the shoulders go out that much, the sculpting prevents him from getting a full T-pose. He has a bend at the elbow and a wrist. But they didn't do anything to fix the engineering flaws from the first run. This is 100% a complete remold. Because as you can see, he has a bicep swivel, but it's in the wrong spot. It's down in the wrist. It's down in the forearm, where it basically just serves as a second wrist joint. Essentially, they turned his forearm into spinning meat. The peg needed to be coming out of the bicep and going up in. It needs to come out of the forearm and into the bicep so that we could have gotten a swivel, you know, like the one that Omega has, but they didn't do anything. What's even worse, they did nothing to improve the left arm. As you can see by that drooping shoulder armor, they did the exact same thing where he's kind of meant to have his arm out in a gesture like this, and the elbow goes in this weird direction. I mean, it's good to get that one gesture that he has, like that one gesture is fine, but try to do anything else with the arm, and ooh, that's not good. At least he can lick his elbow. Yeah, they say that you can't normally do that. Hips, the legs are fine. Like the hips, they have their pin discs right there. The knees bend, and the knees have a proper swivel. The arms needed to be built like the knees, and he has the ball jointed ankles. So Metal Sonic can actually get his stances, like his legs are fine. Like the only problems are that his elbows are jointed the wrong way and his left arm is stupid. I can fix the arm myself. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just got to cut off there, rotate 90 degrees, glue it back on. Not much you can do for the shoulder droop, unfortunately. And, you know, this is very much a redundant figure. So I'm probably going to use this as a custom base. I've already made a Neo Metal Sonic, so maybe next time I'll do Shard, maybe Metal Scourge, one of the very first customs I ever made back in the day. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So for now, I have a spare Metal Sonic figure. So let's get him out of the way and take a look at good old Sonic. He is exactly the same as one of the original Sonics. The left hand is a holding thing hand, the right hand's a fist. Everything else exactly the same. Neck joint, universal shoulders, no elbows, ball jointed wrists, no waist, universally jointed hips, 90-degree knee with a knee swivel, ball jointed ankles. You know, it's standard fare, a very good Sonic figure, but it's been re-released so many times. Give us different shoes. Come on, put soap shoes on it. Is that really so hard? I mean, I understand that running mold changes can be pretty expensive, which is probably why I didn't recast the arms for Metal Sonic, but come on, like, you don't have to change Sonic's original mold. You just have to make, like, an accessory mold for his shoes. That should be so easy for you. But you don't do it. I don't know why. Is there some kind of licensing issue? Are they not allowed to make the soap shoes? Because they have the soap shoes in Sonic colors. I don't get it. The skateboard from the top doesn't look very interesting. It's just orange. But the bottom is pretty cool. It has that little brakes. It's only painted on, but there's that thing on the back that you use to stop. And it has Sonic done in this cool wonky font. The wheels are like Hot Wheels wheels. Although it's the kind where, like, when they're both connected to each other. So, like, as I turn the one in the background, the one in the foreground rotates. No independent spinning wheels. But it rolls. Whoa. It rolls very well. Yeah. It rolls very well. 2 pegs, 2 holes. Put a peg in a hole. Nice tight grip. And now you have Sonic standing on a skateboard. Although it doesn't look like he's really riding the skateboard, but you know, you can always pluck one of the peg holes out. The one peg hole holds fine by itself, so you can not bump your chest on the tripod. And yeah, now you have a much more natural riding a skateboard pose. So yeah, that works. That works pretty good. Although, like that is a very long skateboard in proportion to a body. Like, I know Sonic is less than 4 feet tall, so given the length of an actual skateboard, like, I have seen skateboards that are more than 3 feet long in the past, but not many. I mean, I used to work at Toys R Us, and the majority of skateboards were around 2 feet long, maybe a little bit more than that. Like, a full-on 3.5 foot long skateboard is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know anything about skateboarding. Like, I worked in the video game section. I hated looking at the skateboards because people would keep on damaging them all day. Like, I refuse to spend $200 on a skateboard. Sir, you scratched it up in the store by doing tricks against our shelving. Like, no, I'm not even being hyperbolic. That actually happened. People would damage products that cost several $100s and then refuse to pay for them. Yeah, and then you wonder why Toys R Us went out of business. So, yeah, aside from bringing up bad memories of having to deal with difficult customers in my old job, pretty cool effect. Like, it's very large, it has good wheels, it's a relatively elaborate accessory. Again, the figure itself is redundant. Probably going to use them to make a custom somebody in the future. This will probably be someone's OC, or maybe I can make him into a Scourge figure. How about that? Making Scourge and Metal Scourge. Would that be a thing? I don't know if I really want to bring out the whole Scourge thing again. It's been such a long time. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys up in the comments. So this is Wake Angel 2001. I'm going to be signing off for now, but stay tuned for the next video where I start to look at the other characters that are actually original for this wave.